Good morning. Today we are recording. Today is November 25th, 2022. I am preparing this video clip for our seminaries who are coming on the 5th. They will be ordained on the 5th of December. In our temple, we do have this. We organize ordination for seminaries twice a year. One on April 6th. That is summer, supposed to be our summer, and then December 5th, supposed to be our winter. And these seminaries, they come and stay only for 9 days. It is temporary ordination. So what we try to give them in class, they have class with me every day. So in class, we try to give them some kind of basic understanding of Buddhism and direction for they themselves. So today we are focusing on why ordination. Why ordination? Why do we think ordination is a good thing? You know, Thai people believe that to be ordained is the way to make the highest merit. You know, so the sons must always be ordained once in their lifetime for their parents, and usually they would be ordained just around 21. You know, when they are just of age to become ordained. To be fully ordained as bhikkhu or bhikkhuni, you must be at least 20 years old. Yes, so look back. We have to look for a model. You know, the Buddha set up the model for us to be ordained. You know, when he was a prince, very happily married, he led a very luxurious life. You know, and his father, King Sutthodana, did not want him to be an ascetic. So the king was trying his best to keep the prince in the palace so that the prince would continue the lineage. But one day, the prince started wanting to go out. And what we know as Tevatutsi, that is the first trip that he made with Channa, his charioteer. For the first time, he saw people who are old. Yes, the second time is to see someone who is sick, and the third time is to see someone died, and the last time, the fourth visit, he saw this ascetic. So for the first three, he asked Channa, "But every one of us have to be like this?" Yes, every one of us. You know, we have to get old. We have to be like this, sick, and then all of us die. No one has ever escaped this, you know. So the prince was really thinking, how am I to overcome this old age, sickness, and death? So that was a big question. We keep this in mind because this question is really the key to bring him out and eventually to discover the spiritual path for us. But when he visited this ascetic, he saw this ascetic sitting very serenely, very quietly under the tree. So he reflected, well, there must be something in this way of life, this lifestyle, you know, this monastic lifestyle. There must be something, there must be some value to this monastic lifestyle. That's why this man is sitting there serenely, very quietly and very peacefully. But because in the previous visits, you know, he saw only suffering of old age, suffering of sickness, and suffering of death. People were crying, people were really groaning. But this time, this man is sitting there so serenely. So there must be something in this monastic lifestyle. Yes? So when he himself, at the age of 29, as recorded, you know, he left the palace. Leaving the palace, left his wife and left the newborn baby, you know, left, meaning that he left completely all the worldly lifestyle in order to seek for that path which would keep him serene, peaceful, like that ascetic that he saw. So so he came out to lead monastic lifestyle, to lead this ascetic lifestyle in order to search for the truth. Now, for our seminaries, the candidates who applied for ordination, I would say 90% of them gave me the answer, gave me the reason why they wanted to be ordained, because they wanted to make merit to offer to their parents. It is obvious, once you're ordained, of course you're making great merit, but how much merit will you be gaining to offer to your parents? Completely up to your own practice, up to your own mental setting, up to your own commitment to this monastic life. Very few of them really wanted to seek for higher spiritual goal. Very few of them, they just see for the immediate result that they will make merit to offer to the parents. Or some of them would even say that they wanted to be ordained because they wanted to be equal to men, because the men in our country, they have always been able to ordain, and people kind of look up to them. It's so good to have sons, so that the sons will be ordained and the sons will bring merit to the parents. This was a kind of the local belief, which is not the Buddhist teaching. This is more like a Brahmanistic setting, that you once when the son is ordained, then the parents can hold on to his jivara to go to heaven, like that kind of thing. This is not Buddhist teaching. The Buddhist teaching is whatever you do, the result of your own action will take you to wherever you are. If you want to go to heaven, you also have to make the courses, prepare yourself to heaven. Now come back to the lifestyle. Yes, so it was the Prince Siddhartha who actually noted that this monastic lifestyle should be that kind of lifestyle which allow him to seek for the higher truth. So we also believe in him, and we also chose this monastic lifestyle. But imagine, the Buddha was not ordained, He did not really go through any kind of ordination rituals. He just chose to lead this monastic lifestyle. But then many people followed him, both the men as well as the women. The men were following him to lead this monastic lifestyle. And in the beginning, it was very simple. The Buddha just says, simply just say, become bhikkhu. You like? Ehi bhikkhu upasampada. That's what it is called. The Buddha just called them, come and become bhikkhus. And they just use these very simple robes, the 3 robes that the monks use. We had monks in existence for 5 years before the women start joining. So Buddhism is one religion that opens the path for both men and women to lead this monastic lifestyle. When I was ordained, the media tend to see the issue as seeking for equality, that when you allow the men to be ordained, when you allow the men to be enlightened, you should also allow women to be enlightened. Ordination and enlightenment is two different issue. Anyone can be enlightened. You don't have to be a monk. You don't have to be a bhikkhuni in order to be enlightened. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of Buddhism. When the Buddha established the fourfold Buddhist, bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, upasaka, and upasika, any one of them can be enlightened. And even one person, when they are enlightened, they become Arya Sangha. We explained that Sangha, you must have at least 4 monks to become Sangha, but in reality, Arya Sangha means one who is enlightened. Even one person, he or she already becomes Sangha. Yes, but later on, when not many people were enlightened, then we have this we have Somuti Sangha. Somuti Sangha means a Sangha which comes through ordination. And the bhikkhus or bhikkhunis who become bhikkhus or bhikkhunis by ordination, they are not yet Arya Sangha. They are not the noble ones yet. They are not enlightened yet. So that's why they need 4, a quorum of 4 to make a Sangha. But for enlightened one person is a Sangha. Is a Sangha. Yes, at ordination time, the Samaneri will remember, you have to say, Sappatukkha Nissarana, I will try to end suffering. Nibbana Sachikaranatthaya, I will try to make Nirvana, Nibbana, reality in my life of ordination. So that is the goal. In fact, it should be the goal for all of us Buddhists. For people who come from different cultures, like Kat, like Daphne, because they come from a different culture, it is practice, it is prescribed that those who come from different culture must take at least, they must first announce themselves, they take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha, which is called the Triple Gems, take refuge in the Triple Gems, at least for 4 months. So that's why both Kat and Daphne, they have taken refuge at least 4 months before they get ordination. If I do not check on this, the apati, the transgression will fall on the one who actually gives the ordination. This is to understand that when you come from a different cultural context, you have to be adjusted to the Buddhist context. Like, you're not doing anything wrong, but it is not proper. Like when you walk and you're swinging your hand too far like that, that is not the Buddhist monastic practice. So you have to learn, you have to hone yourself, H-O-N-E, how do you pronounce? Hone, yes, hone yourself so that you fit into this Buddhist culture. Once when you become monastic, you are not individual. You are representing the whole community. So whatever you appear, it is a message to the public. When you sit, when you walk, when you talk, when you eat, all this you are sending out message of monastics to the lay people, to the public, So therefore, we have to really understand when we are ordained who we are. We have shifted. Not only that, we change our hairstyle. We shifted the whole purpose of life into something else. So when you eat, you don't eat simply because you like it. No more. When you take food, you receive food when people offer. You do not say, no, I don't want this because I don't like it. No, you are accepting it so that the person who offers, the donor, will benefit. The donor will gain merit. In our culture, Thai people are very generous in giving. Whether you can take it or not, that's your problem. But be kind to them, to accept whatever they offer, and certain things like, I was not able to eat this eggplant as I was allergic to eggplant. I accept so that I don't hurt their feeling, and I can pass on this eggplant to another person. To eat or not to eat, it's up to you, but to receive is to honor the donor and to make the donor feel happy. And when you eat, you are not eating because you like it. You just see that what you are eating. The purpose of eating also shifted. The purpose of eating as monastics is to keep this body going, so that when this frame, the 4 elements, the frame of these 4 elements, dhatu, it's called dhatu, D-H-A-T-U, dhatu, these 4 dhatu can continue benefiting yourself and benefiting others. you have to maintain these elements, this physical elements, so that you can become beneficial to yourself and beneficial to others. Eating is to maintain these elements, so to say, these elements. It is not for greed, it is not for joy, it is not for pleasure. And we don't, as we sit and eat, you notice that we eat in a bowl. The Samaneris are trained to sit in a bowl, and we don't sit together. We don't enjoy eating together anymore. Just, you call it single file. As we sit single file like that, so that it allows each one of us to be mindful of what we eat from the bowl. You don't look around left and right, don't look at the next bowl with jealousy. How come she gets that and I don't get it? You don't do that. And people are watching you, how you open your mouth and to receive food. Some people, some monks, some young monks, sometimes they are playful. Like khao niao, the sticky rice, they may make a sticky rice into a ball and then they toss it up like that, just playful. No, don't do that. So this is part of the Sekhiya. As monastics, even though you are only Samaneri, but you remember you have 75 Sekhiyas. Sekhiyas is that the rules, monastic rules, which you should study and you should put it into practice. You may think that Sekhiya is minor rules, but with Sekhiya, that's how people see you. When you practice Sekhiya properly, people see you and you raise faith in them. Don't destroy faith in those who already have faith. This is very important for us. Do not, because our lifestyle is very much depending on the lay people who support us, who take care of us. So it is a big issue that we do take care of the lay people. When we sit, when we walk, this eating is a big thing, because people like to, the lay people like to invite the monastics to come to their house or to come to their office, when they have this opening of the new office, to come to their house to do the chanting, blessing the house, so to say, and then they would offer meals. And this at meal time, the lay people are not eating. The lay people make offering to the monastics, and they would be literally sitting there and watching you, So it's a big training for monastics to eat properly, not tossing your food, not opening your mouth so wide, not making noise like that, it's not proper. This is all in details in monastic lifestyle. So when you ask about why ordination, so many things follow. Once when you're ordained, what does it mean? If you want to, I don't want to bother with these people. I just want to sit very quietly in your kuti. Then you don't have to be ordained. You can simply lead a quiet life, practicing on your own, because you don't need to be ordained in order to be enlightened, because to be ordained is not a guarantee for your enlightenment. Sometimes you get caught, we are supposed to be ordained so that we have ordination is, the Buddha said, ordination is a shortcut to allow us to practice well. We have more time to practice. But sometimes, as we see, when we become ordained, you get so much respect from the people, you get caught up into this self-grandeur, thinking of yourself so big, that really become a big obstacle to your own enlightenment. So therefore, it is our responsibility as Samaneris as much as Bhikkhunis. The Samaneris can say, oh, but I'm just ordained only for a few days. But many of you are already in your 40s, 50s. Once when you're ordained, once you shave your head, once you put on the robe, when you walk out, how do they know that you are Samaneri? How do they know that you are just ordained only for a few days? They would take you together with the Bhikkhuni Sangha. So as soon as you're ordained, whether you're ordained as Samaneri or you're already ordained as Bhikkhunis, the appearance that you put forth must be perfect. So I said the Buddha was pretty, how to say, well-groomed. No? The Buddha was very well-groomed because he came from a royal family. The Sakyans were supposed to be all well-groomed. So therefore the Bhikkhunis, the Samaneris, must be well-groomed, must be well-trained, you come from a highly respected family. That is a family of the Sakyan. Yes, once when we ordained, we already joined this family of the Sakya. In the Buddha's time, those who follow the Buddha's, other people, they would call, oh, these are the Sakyan monks, the Sakyan Bhikkhunis, So we come into that big family, this big honorable family. In Mahayana, when you are ordained, you would have this shu or shik in front of your name. That is from S. S represent Sakya. So like my mother is Shu Ta Tao Fa Si, Shu is Sakya. Ta Tao Fa Si, her name is Ta Tao, the great part, Mahabodhi. The great part, this Bhikkhuni, whose name is the great part, belongs to the Sakyan family. So all of us, actually belong to the Sakyan family. Therefore, we have to be well-behaved, we have to be well-mannered in order so that we can raise faith in the people whom we meet. So very important that you have to become very mindful in every respect of your movement. Yes, so to become Samaneri, even for 9 days, there is a great deal of requirement so that you are properly representing not only Bhikkhuni Sangha, but representing Buddhism to the larger public. Okay?